Welcome to The Good Work, a podcast and video series that follows The Event Company, an event design company that specializes in corporate, nonprofit, and social events. Our passion lies in creating one-of-a-kind events that share the good work of organizations we are fortunate to collaborate with. Tune in for conversations with leaders of these great groups, our best advice for your next event, and some behind-the-scenes moments. Now, let us show you the good work.
Sunshine, blue skies, and sweet, sweet summertime. This is one of our favorite seasons at the event company for the warm weather and the beautiful events that come along with it. In this episode of The Good Work, we'll share our favorite aspects of summer events, along with our best hacks for planning an event during the sunny season. Please welcome to today's podcast, Addie, Callie, Sarah, and Maddie.
Hey friends, welcome to today's episode of the podcast.
Hi!
Hey, I like how she's like, hey, friend.
Hey friend. I mean, it's like casual.
Is that like an FRANZ for France?
Franz?
Yeah.
France.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited for today's
Yeah.
episode.
Guys, it's summer.
Finally. I mean,
Well-
does it
Yay.
really feel like
Well, it's
summer?
not technically, it's not.
In like 10 days. No, when is it?
Something like
June
that.
21st?
I
So
don't
10
know.
days?
I'm just over all the rain.
Yeah.
Just make it stop.
I know. But that's spring, Sarah.
Yeah, I'm over it.
We were just talking before we went live about like what our favorite summertime songs were. So we Googled I Googled songs with the word summer in it in the title. There are 350? 250?
So many.
But a lot of them are in the UK, so none of us have heard of them before. What's your favorite summertime song?
Well, Carter and I's summer jam.
Like this summer jam?
This summer jam.
Okay.
We just found
Listen
it
to the build-up.
last weekend. It's called I Don't Belong in This Club. And it's
Can you sing it for us?
I don't belong in this club.
Oh!
It's real good.
So
That was
So good!
so funny. We had some media interviews the other day, and we were talking with one of our clients about how Maddie is like the partier on our team.
Yeah.
Like, and I had just we had a conversation. I know, like a figure. But we were talking about like who's going to go pick up these auction items of all this alcohol that's got to be picked up. And he's like, "Do you want me to send Maddie?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that girl can party." So yeah, it doesn't surprise me that's your favorite song.
It's a good one. You should give it a listen.
Who
It's
sings
nice.
it? Do you know?
Couldn't tell you.
No.
But
We
we just
don't-
do like a lot of this when it happens. So
Oh, it's a
it's good.
headbang.
Yeah.
I like how she's got the gritting of the teeth.
Yeah.
Kind of aggressive.
I really don't belong here.
Yeah. Belong at the beach because it's summertime.
Summertime.
Mm-hmm.
I like DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince. Remember the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air?
Yeah, I love that
The
show.
summertime song. Summertime.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. Sarah,
And you don't
what's
have to say
yours?
the word summer in it, but you like what's your summer song?
The Grease. Right, Grease. That's the movie. Summer Lovin'.
Ooh, yes.
That's a goodie.
Literally this summer because wedding. So
Yay!
Happened
Makes
so
sense.
fast.
I don't know. One of my favorite classics is Summer of '69, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brian Adams.
Yep.
it's a good one.
Oldie but a goodie.
Brian Adams. Whatever happened to him?
Ooh, I don't know.
I think he still had like a mullet.
Maybe.
Look at Maddie.
We can only hope so.
It happens.
It's good.
Well, all things summer. So we're talking about our favorite summer memories, but also how to plan events in the summer. Because Lord knows
It's
a
a
handful.
totally different ballgame.
it is a different ball game. I mean,
Yeah.
spring events can be a little touchy. Like you've just said, like we've had a lot of, well, this year we didn't have a lot of rainouts yet,
Right.
but we've had events last year that were rainy and you deal with wind and all these things. So we're going to talk about how to best plan those events and maybe some of our favorite ones out in the summer. But what's your favorite summer memory? Is there anything like you do every single year, Maddie, like tradition wise in the summertime?
We always like go as big as we can for Memorial Day.
Ooh.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know. We just anytime there's like a reason to celebrate, we just really
just do.
live it up.
You had
So,
a really awesome Memorial Day party though too. So I'm wondering
Yeah.
like how you top all these things.
this year it was giant slip and slide.
Yeah. I just
Lots
told that
of
story as well
soaps.
today at media. And
Yeah.
I said, and the first words out of Tara Balding's mouth was Dawn dish soap. I'm like, yeah, like anybody
That's
knows
what
that.
we use,
I know, but I'm like, everybody knows that. But Maddie had to try a couple different things
Yeah,
before
we
she
tried
got there.
baby soap because
like
tear
no tears.
free. Yep.
So she was thinking ahead though.
yeah.
You know.
Then we
thinking
tried
ahead.
baby oil because real slippery, but doesn't mix with water.
Yeah.
Duh. So
yeah.
then we whipped out the big jug of Dawn dish soap and
Just simple way to do it.
down we went.
So
It was good.
You party girl, you.
What's your favorite?
lake house. Yeah. It's like since we try not to work on Fridays or if it's half days or whatever, like leaving as soon as we possibly can with the boys and getting up there. There's something about the lake. Like I take so many naps and I'll read and I sleep outside and there's just no time at all. Recently over Memorial Day weekend, it was so strange because all of us were up before 7 a.m. Drew's mom, I have never seen her wake up before 10 ever.
What?
I remember one time we were still dating and I called the house. It was like on a Sunday and we're getting ready to go to brunch. And she's like, you don't call this house before 10 o'clock. And that was 12 years ago. So I have always abided by that and do not call at that time. Everybody was up and at 'em like before 7 o'clock. So I'm like, this is weird.
Wow.
But then the next day, everybody like truly slept in. Nobody had a late night at all. Like we were in bed by 11ish or so. We slept till 8:30. Like 8:30 is late for me, you guys. So like there's no time. So
Maddie and I are like, that's nothing.
Don't get me up that early.
what about you, Cal? Favorite
I
summer
don't
memories?
know. I mean, I have so many good ones like golfing, like just
Yeah.
with like being outside and whatever. But I don't know, my family always like to do like 4th of July. And honestly, we'll always kind of like, we'll do like barbecues or whatever, but we sometimes like to go like on trips. So we've gone to like Stillwater a lot throughout my like childhood for 4th of July. This year we're doing a new tradition.
Yeah, she's going on a new trip
I'm
in a
heading
couple
to the
weeks.
Northeast for the 4th of July and kind
Yeah.
of going to
Jealous.
celebrate in, up there,
Vermont.
Vermont.
Isn't that cool?
Yes.
I
I'm super
know.
excited to see what it's like because I mean that's like I think they do 4th of July well there. I mean it's
yeah.
like the original,
Yeah.
so
Right.
I'm excited to see what it is. But that's kind of my family's kind of thing. We like to like kind of take off for that. So
I love
Do you think
that.
you'll do like a crab, like a lobster boil, crab boil
Probably,
thing? I would
definitely.
guess so.
You
I'm
have
going to
to.
so yeah, I'm
I
kind
would
of making
guess
my way
so.
through. Like I'm gonna stop in Boston first, do Vermont,
Yeah.
and then end in Maine. So probably in Maine for sure.
Oh, so cool.
I'm excited.
Good for you.
Yeah.
What's
I'm
one
excited
thing
to
that like you want to do there? Like,
Well, like hike a bunch,
Yeah.
probably up in Vermont a lot, especially. But then like just to see the coast, like it's just totally different up
Do you
there.
want to go see if Larry Bird's still hanging out there in his Celtics?
Maybe
Big Larry Bird
Yeah,
Your face.
whatever. But also, I feel like the secretly also the dessert in me, the ice creamer in me, wants to go to Ben and Jerry's in Vermont because that's where
Oh
they
my God.
it's at.
You should-
And I've heard
yes.
it's super cool. Like I've
You
heard
should
it's
go on
just
an
super
ice cream
super cool.
tour. That is it.
I
Like
should.
you
That's
should
genius.
just go on an ice cream tour and start rating them.
I should. Who wants to tag along?
Me?
Yeah.
Please.
I would do an Insta story or like
Okay.
a Snapchat
Oh my
of
gosh,
your
I
whole
will.
ice cream tours. Wouldn't that be cool?
That would be
Genius.
so cool.
And rate
Wow.
them.
I'm definitely gonna need to hit up some Orange Theories while I'm on vacation, though. Dang.
Whatever, you can do it when you get back. What about you, Sarah?
mine's not quite as elaborate, but I feel like we just always go to the lake.
Yeah.
Like we go boating and jet skiing, and like some of my favorite memories are when you almost die when you're tubing. I mean, like
You
it's
live for the
hilarious,
adrenaline, girl.
especially when it's not you.
Right.
But yeah, that's probably what my favorite
Were
memories.
you out on the water just recently, this over Memorial Day, or no? Did you get
No.
out there? Yeah.
No, our lake is like flooding, like really
Your
bad.
Ponset,
is
right?
it?
Ponset's bad.
Yeah,
Oh.
it looks like ocean waves are coming
Yeah.
through.
Oh my
Oh gosh.
Highways
Our
flooded
water
over.
is
It's not
so
good.
clear. You could, you can see the bottom. It's so, not way out, but so clear. But then, it hasn't been hot enough, so the algae and all that stuff isn't going in there yet. But
Does your lake get really green?
yeah,
Ours does too.
our kayak, it's like
nasty.
green smelly, so you have to like dig through the sludge or like paddle through the sludge, and then it gets on you. And you're like paddle, get through the sludge, and then you finally get out. It's almost like you want to take the kayaks
Yeah.
and like have somebody drop you in the middle, right?
Dang.
I have
But-
like the funniest story about like a lake. I mean, like I love going to the lake and stuff, but like I didn't do a lot growing up or anything. But obviously, I'm from a town called Clear Lake, so there is a lake titled after it. It was once very, very clear, but not anymore. But once in high school, sometimes we would just go out and just like hang out on the dock or just kind of hang out nearby. But we would always like be timid. Like in early summer, you could easily like hop in, swim around, whatever. People didn't do it a lot, but one day my friend and I were just kind of like hanging out, sitting out by the water as I watch the game fish and parks guy put the sign at like swim at your own risk.
Oh,
and I'm like, nope, out. I look at my friend. I was like, we're out. See you later. I know we're not even in there, but like we're leaving.
That
and I
is so
honestly, I don't know if
funny.
I've even been back since then, to be honest.
it's like
Not even.
quarantined.
Yeah,
It's like
just,
a horror movie.
It's just more
Oh my
so like
God.
it was just more so like for the fact, like the green like
A lot of
algae
them, though,
stuff.
around
and I
here,
think they just
though-
meant like people just shouldn't do it. But
They're like that now, though, because of all
Yeah.
of the flooding. So the flooding,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, I feel like we're talking about meteorologist stuff now, but not that we're any officials by any means. Sean Cable can kind of chime in, but like all of the rainwater and all the flooding is now causing the soil to, to get into the water. So
Right.
now all those chemicals are getting in there and manure. I mean, all that stuff's
All
like
that
in the
stuff.
water. So I mean, we kayak legitimately almost every single weekend, right? We're either hiking or kayaking every weekend. And there's even around here, there's no way we're even gonna get out
No.
there. There's a spot, I think, I don't know, like Pahoja. Ooh, no, does that sound right? No, ooh,
I don't
I think I
know.
just might have made that.
Hawaiian.
I have just made that name up. But
Pahoja.
it's not too far from here. My friend Chrissy said it's like 30 minutes from here. So she checked it out and the water's all safe there. So I don't know what we're going to do. But literally every weekend we're either hiking or kayaking. So I don't know what we're going to, we'll see. But anyway, we won't be doing any of it because we have a lot of outdoor events this summer, don't we?
we do.
Correct.
What are some so we have a lot of golf tournaments.
We do this year.
A lot of golf
Yeah.
tournaments, 5 or
Yeah.
6 of them this year.
Yeah.
And one started in May, so one started last month. We've got a couple in June, one July, one August. Is that it then?
I think that's it.
So we've got just a decent span of golf
Kind of
tournaments.
had one in September. We're not doing the golf tournament side of it, but some other aspects
Yeah.
of it with
There's a
the,
lot
with the
going
professional
on,
tournament. But
Right.
which is kind of fun. But the big, you mean the Sanford International?
Correct.
That's a big tournament. And then we've got Farm to Fork that is happening literally in days. 2
Yes.
days, really. 2 days. So that event is gorgeous. This year we're hosting out at Walt Bones Farm again. Walt is the former South Dakota Secretary of Ag. And that event is beyond beautiful, but bringing in local foods. We've got all of our farmers there, conversations. What else am I missing in the summer?
Cows.
Cows.
I feel like that event's just like the epitome of summer in my mind.
Yeah.
I don't know
Oh, for
why
sure.
it is, but it just seems like getting like your closest people together,
Yeah.
talking about like loving like food and just like a conversation
Yeah.
and all the pretty things.
You're
and-
outside in the sun.
Yeah,
and-
like it's
Yeah.
just like everything that's great about summer.
I agree.
what else do we have for outside events? I mean, we've got Primetime Gala, which, Lord, if that event ever went outside, I don't know what that would look like.
Oh my
but
gosh.
Oh man,
We'd
But
have
that
to bring
event
in
is not
every tent
outside.
in the country.
I think summer, though, is like the start of all these fun events. I mean,
Well, yeah, 'cause
not that
one's
they're
super-
not fun throughout the year, but I mean, it's just this
Right.
different because it's these timely events that
Yeah.
we do year after year after
Yeah.
year where you're
Yeah.
like, oh, it's Primetime Gala season.
Right.
and
Yeah.
It's Farm to Fork season. And
Well, in a couple weeks, we're doing a s'more party
oh, yeah,
for
yeah,
one
yeah.
of our
Yes.
clients.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
That's going to be so fun.
there's just a lot of different aspects of summer that you
Being
can tie
outside.
into your parties.
Right.
right. You have to take advantage of, and people want that aspect of the events because we just have such a short summer season.
Right.
So when you're planning outdoor events, Callie Troutman, what do you keep in mind when you're planning outside?
Weather, weather,
More weather.
more weather.
Yeah.
I mean, a
if
lot
it's-
of it's determined on weather.
Do you remember last year we had a golf tournament actually that had to move because of
Yeah.
the weather? We physically had to move it by 2 months
Yeah.
to accommodate for weather-wise. And sometimes when you have to move, actually we had a couple events that we moved for weather.
Yeah.
When you move events because of weather, sometimes the guest list does not go with you
Correct.
because it does not work. Sometimes if there's sponsorships that's tied to those events as well, those don't move.
Yeah.
Because it could either fall out of budget cycle or it may not fit for their time frame and they may not be able to be there. You lose vendors
Vendors, yeah.
sometimes.
Right.
I mean, weather does play into effect a lot for these outdoor
Definitely.
events.
So I think
Yeah.
when planning, you have to take that mindset into
Yeah.
account, because if you think I can't lose certain aspects of things, they are a must for your event. You have to be mindful of that and just say like, maybe outdoor isn't the best for us.
And it's maybe not even outdoor events. I remember one year we had the Chiropractic Societies, like they did a gala. This was one of
Yeah.
the first times we were part of it. And it literally flooded. It rained so hard that
Yeah.
night. So our event ended around 7:00 and it literally flooded. Like the Hilton Garden, everyone was flooded. Like there was so much flooding in the streets. People were
Oh
getting their
my
cars
gosh.
stalled, but it happened at that night. So that was an indoor event, but people couldn't even hardly get home.
Yeah.
So I think, and you think of all of the tumultuous activity that's happening across the country now in terms of tornadoes and hail and
Right.
where was it? Just Omaha just recently. There was, what'd she say, 23 inches?
Yeah, like almost 2 feet
Of
of hail that
hail.
accumulated excited.
What?
Yes.
Yeah.
So you have all these things that are happening that Mother Nature plays a big part in our events.
Yeah,
So you have to kind of take those things into consideration in the summertime. This is prior to starting the company, but we did this event called Tour Dakota and did it with the Argus leader for many, many, many years. We always used to host it that first week of June because it was less tornadic.
Yeah, we love that word tornadic. I mean, I'm just saying.
Sean Cable, I'm going to tag him in this post. I bet he's
Yes.
thinking,
He's loving
and
this.
over here we have a hot, warm front coming in.
Let me get my meteorologist hands out here.
The green screen. But that year, we typically would host it that first week in June because less tornadic, but also it was just less weather, right? Because the further you get into June, it was worse. So when we hosted that year, we had so much hail beating down on us riding bikes from Miller. Was it Clark to Miller or Miller to Clark? One of the two, or Highland to Miller, wherever it was. We had to call emergency shelters to open up their schools for us. And I had to pull in 500 bicyclists to get warm. So people were bringing space heaters in from their homes, bath towels in from their homes. Literally, people were being pelted with so much ice. Like, it was horrible. That same tour, we were in Brookings staying at the... just like a little stopover in their their city park. We had to take shelter because tornadic activity was happening.
Oh my gosh.
Like, I swear that year we were truly cursed. It was horrible. But you just learn these things. And obviously you have procedures in place. And when you're hosting events like in the city of Sioux Falls, you have to have emergency contact plans in place and crisis management plans. And I mean, you learn to build these things. I mean, once you have that happen, it's always in the back of your head. Like, where am I going to put 500 people when the Dorothy and Toto come flying by? Like, what happens? Like, you just have to think of all those things.
Right.
So
Yeah.
until you're there, you just don't imagine it.
Yeah.
And I think it's important to work it into your budget too. I mean, for so many of our
Yes.
outdoor events,
Yeah.
we either have a tent or a backup venue and
Yeah.
we check availability. So we're constantly making those backup plans just to
'Cause
be
you've
safe.
learned.
Right.
You learned last year with
Yeah.
that.
So for one of our outdoor events, I'm constantly checking every week. Did they fill up their space? Do we have this available as an option?
And this event is in 2 days, so we are just crossing our fingers
Right.
that
Stay nice.
Yeah.
Stay nice.
nice.
Right.
Yeah, you also need to take into consideration when you're planning summer events, like, it's holiday time.
Right.
Kids are out of school. People are
Vacation.
traveling. July is, I think, traditionally, across the country, actually, any planners will tell you this, it's one of the slowest event months.
Yeah.
It's popular for weddings, but it's probably one of the slowest event months. And it's because people are traveling and doing vacations. Nobody wants to go to a conference in July,
No.
Yeah.
you know, unless it's at a beach, right? Like, nobody's
Oh,
going
we
to
should
go.
do that.
Yeah, no kidding.
Who could we convince to put that together?
And our pop-up slideshows and all that stuff.
Projection
The
on the water.
Cayman Islands. Sure.
I think it sounds great.
Yeah. So there's a lot of different elements outside of weather to kind of take into consideration. And then also, when you're booking events or looking for events, those summer venues, when you are filling up for corporate side because of the weddings and everything else happening. So you have to kind of take some of those things into consideration.
Totally.
Right. And I think one of the most difficult parts with an outdoor event, if it changes, is making sure all those vendors are still going to be available for that date.
So how do you plan for that?
I mean, I really
Cross your fingers.
I really don't know. Like,
Yeah.
it's difficult. You just have to make sure everyone's on the same page. And if you do change areas,
Yeah.
that everybody knows.
We did a site visit just recently. Maddie, I, Paige, and Bailey, 2 new interns on our team. We did a site visit in Mitchell for this outdoor event that we're doing just in a couple weeks. Actually, next week.
Next week.
And at this site visit, remember we were walking through, I'm like, bug spray needs to go on the list and sunscreen.
Yeah.
Because you
Totally.
don't know until you're in that space. Even our Farm to Fork event, that's just days away, you have no idea what it's going to be like. So you try to work with those venues, farmers, for example, to make sure they spray.
Totally.
You're not going to get like bug spray out. I mean, you will, but I'm saying like overall spray your fields and spray that area. Also, which is so strange that you even have to think of this stuff, but if you're outdoors and you're near like gravel, they need to wet the gravel so gravel doesn't pick. I know people
So
don't.
dusty.
Yeah, just
Right.
people don't think
Your
of those
ice cream
things.
has a layer of sand on it and
just
or
hard.
gravel, whatever. But
Party.
When you mention that, it reminds me of like, we have to even look at the placement of trees and the shadows
Yeah.
that it's going to be
Right.
at the time of the event.
Right.
Which, who thinks of that? Like, when you are outdoors, you have to think of everything.
You should
possible.
talk about the tree sap one year at the event. Or do you want me to talk?
Yeah, go.
No, you should. So, well, it was at one event that we had outdoors, and all of a sudden we are setting up, and it's hot hot with 2 T's.
2 T's.
So hot outside. And it wasn't too windy when we were setting up. And then all of a sudden it just got crazy windy. Oh, bless. That was not good. But all of a sudden there is like these specks of black stuff all over these tablecloths. And I'm like, I actually called up Ideal and I'm like, this is not happening. Like these linens are dirty. And
then we thought they were like maybe little bugs or something.
Yeah, we thought they were bugs that had died and they're like under and I'm like, what's going on here? Like, and Brenda, God bless Brenda, like that Ideal team is killer, top notch.
Yeah.
She's
Yes,
like,
we love them.
doesn't make sense for them to be dirty, but maybe they just didn't get clean from the last linen people or the linen company. And I'm like, nope, they're dirty, like truly legitimately dirty. And then all of a sudden we would sit there and watch it and it was sap coming out of the tree.
Oh my gosh.
So Jeffrey, who freelances with our team occasionally out of Minneapolis, he tried calling the South Dakota conservation people to ask them like what kind of tree this was and was it deadly sap? Like were our guests going to die?
Oh my God.
And the
on our
oh my God.
staging
It was on-
items, the food.
It was on like plateware, all this. It wasn't on food yet. God, don't scare people, but
it would be.
yes, it would have been.
Yeah.
But it was on plates and it was on forks, and we're like, oh my Lord! Like when you're outdoors doing events, you bring enough what you need, but you bring a
Right.
little bit extra. But you don't bring 200 extra plates.
No, you don't bring extras for everybody.
Or
That's for sure.
200 extra forks.
No.
You know what I mean? You just don't bring double what you need. So we're panicked. And so Jeffrey's literally snapping leaves and foliage to send it to this conservation people. Well, nobody would help him. So he had to call up to Minnesota conservationist people because he knew somebody who called them or whatever. And all of a sudden they're like, nope, you're okay. It's not poisonous. It's just the sap coming down, whatever. So
Oh my
all of
gosh.
this work was happening while Sarah was literally heaving her body onto tables to try to save centerpieces that were going over. They were putting gravel into the bottoms of these centerpieces to try to save the centerpieces. So, I mean,
Oh my gosh.
there's just so many things to take into consideration. And people don't know any of this stuff. Well, now they
Right.
do.
Now they
But
do.
nobody knows these things behind the scenes that happen at summer events at all. And you get crispy. Like you get sunburned.
Yeah.
You just, just all those
Sweaty.
things to kind of take into consideration. But what else do you do to plan for outdoor events?
One thing I always think of is kind of have, well, we say extra, but you have to think like extra beverages. Like what
Yeah.
you think normal people are going to drink, take it times 2, maybe.
What normal people are going to drink.
Well, I mean like the
I know
normal
what you mean.
amount,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
The normal amount that everyone's going to drink, it's probably doubled.
Right.
Just because it's outside, it's hot. Just naturally what people I
You're
feel like
away
do.
from town,
Yeah.
so you can't just quick run over
no,
somewhere.
No. So that's, I don't know, one thing I always think of.
Yeah, I agree. And it's, they're having fun too, and they're just socializing, and the wine goes down pretty quickly, or the cold beer.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, and water. Gosh,
Yeah.
you need so much water. Water. You would rather have extra water and extra of those things than to not and to run out. So
Right.
I think that's always one of the key things. Umbrellas.
Yeah. For the sun.
Brand those babies up.
Oh,
Yeah.
totally.
We've had them on golf courses. We had them at the chalet last year, but that was more rainy, not
Yeah.
sun. But yeah, there's a lot of ways to do it with those things.
Kind of said sunscreen, bug spray, kind of like those first aid kits, because I feel like you just never know what happens in that sense. But also a weird thing that always still surprises me, but like a lot of events, people love koozies, and sometimes I can't get over it.
Okay, let's take a poll here. Okay. Koozie, no koozie.
On a can or a bottle.
Both.
Now we're making it complicated for
I
it.
hate the thought of a koozie, but homegirl always uses koozies. They're always there.
Yeah.
Koozie,
Where
no
do they
koozie.
come from?
I mean, it's nice that way your hand's not all like drippy and.
I don't use them really.
I have never used one.
I
will
don't.
go
I like don't at all.
straight on record. I have never used a koozie. We've got like koozies at the house and branded from different events. Never have I used one ever. Ever.
I don't think I have either.
I saw one this last weekend at the lake house where it had a zipper on it. I'm like, what is
Oh,
this?
for the bottles?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's normal.
No. I have truly never used a koozie ever. And I'm not saying I'm above it. Well, first of all, I drink like vodka. So
Vodka water's for
That
addicts.
explains it.
I'm not going to roll around.
And I'm the party girl. Okay.
I'd have to wrap my
A giant koozie.
I have to hollow out one of those those little noodle things or whatever and like expand the pool noodles to try to fit it in there. No, I've never used a koozie, but yeah, having koozies around, I mean, it does help.
Every event I feel like lately has been like, oh, we forgot koozies. We need to have them
Yeah.
for next time. And I'm always just like,
I'm a
what?
big fan of cute stadium cups though.
Yeah.
Remember the cute little Tito Stadium cups that we got from the golf course? Like,
yeah.
I'm okay with that.
Totally.
Koozies, oofta. I just did a whole Minnesota oofta.
Oofta.
What, since we were talking about you heaving your body on top of the tables 2 farm to forks ago, you kind of have been cursed with this event. I don't mean to say it like in a funny way, but
It's had its moments.
Sarah's
that's
been
for
the
sure.
lead
We
on
make
this
it
event.
happen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. What are some of our, let's talk about maybe funniest moments. That's funny for me. I mean, it's not funny because it was horrible.
Yeah.
Was that the same year your dress caught on fire?
Yeah.
Yep.
That event.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're going to have great, it's going to be all
When we did our
good.
site visit, you like stopped. Like we were walking and you like stopped and you're like, guys, this is where my dress caught on fire.
This is it.
I think it's only
this is
funny
the
because
spot.
it's like the most beautiful event and
Right.
everyone always has like the best time.
Yeah.
And no one
And then
has
we're
any
the
idea.
behind the scenes like,
That dress was so killer, but nobody, yeah.
At least you wore it a couple times. You got your use.
No, I wore the one time and then I
thought.
I'll tell you a story on that one offline, but no.
Didn't you return it?
I don't know, Sarah.
that's a yes.
But I did buy a different one. Anyway, garbage seems to come up a lot in the summertime. And I think it's just because we're not digging in the garbage when it's 15 feet of snow. But
Well, when you host
We're
an
talking
event
about-
at an indoor event, the staff there will usually take place of the garbage for you. But outdoor events, that's all on us.
We've had a lot of
So garbage.
hot
Yeah.
garbage, cardboard, messy,
Drippy.
drippy.
Down your arm, Hattie. Remember that?
Yeah, we had 2 events in that one day. I had a cute dress on, and all of a sudden well, first of all, the trash can had to have been at least 8 feet tall.
It was a dumpster. It was big.
It was like a big roll-off construction dumpster,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
So, and I'm trying to, you almost have to take like a running javelin throw of this garbage. Do you know what I mean? So I try to heave this sucker, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh gosh. And then we had another event to go to. I'm like, I am so I'm like literally in garbage. I mean, you've been in garbage. We've been in dumpsters.
I have
but
been in garbage.
have you, Maddie, though?
Take your turn. Here we go.
This is
summer.
your year.
It's this summer. No, I've been.
I would never wish that on anybody. Even
No.
I would never wish on anybody.
I mean, you
from
got to
past
do it at
experience.
least once.
Yeah.
But to say you've done it, I mean, it's funny in the
like a
moment.
rite
Like
of
it's like a
passage.
laughable. Like you're like, wow, I'm kind of miserable, and I'm kind of feel like I should laugh about it because it's kind of funny.
They've all been good stories.
They are good stories. They are good stories.
I'm looking forward to the hot garbage.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's cardboard. We got lucky that one time. It was
Hey, yours was cardboard.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
all I had was 3-day-old beer.
Sloppy
Joes.
Oh my
yeah,
god.
mine wasn't too bad.
Yeah, but wet cardboard, when you get cardboard wet, it stinks
Yeah.
so bad. Thank God our cardboard was not wet, but that was an incident.
Yeah.
My gosh.
What else? Oh, I was thinking of golf tournaments. And one year somebody projected me off the golf cart.
Wonder who could have been.
I don't know, but I threatened Maddie with her life just recently at a golf tournament. We were at Knickers for Knockers at Willow, and it just brings back fond memories of me passing this bridge and being projected out of the windshield pretty much,
You know what?
scraping up.
We don't need to bring that up. Okay.
So yeah, falling off golf carts is always a fond memory of mine in the summertime.
The funny thing about that is like, okay, I'm going to bring it up. The tires legit. They were like, and there goes my boss of like a week flying off of the
Gosh, Jackie Pranger from Willow Run is probably like, oh gosh, these girls are not getting a golf cart anymore.
Never again.
Oh my gosh.
What other fun? You were the ice queen last summer.
Yeah.
queen.
I mean, that was also
We
with a
do
golf
haul
cart.
a lot of ice, and actually, we
So
hire the
much
ice truck
ice.
people all the time.
Yeah.
We actually have an account with them.
We
That's
like
how much
become
we haul.
buddies with them. We're like,
Yeah.
oh, he's back. You know, we know him.
How's your grandpa do it?
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
So ice,
gosh.
yeah, ice is a big thing at these outdoor events, and now we're starting to get more into the refrigeration trucks.
Yeah.
Sarah, you're like an expert. You and Maddie
Yeah.
Keeping it cool.
with
Our
Ray.
guy Ray.
Our guy Ray. Yeah, everybody's got a guy Ray who's got a refrigeration truck.
Yeah. We've got the best one, but
Yeah.
Any other fun summer memories that you can think of, Cal?
Oh gosh.
What about that one time when we had the centerpieces and they were tipping over and spilling
Oh, yeah.
all over the tables? had to like wipe them down before guests would sit there.
Oh, there's so many of the.
Yeah.
And then I remember that same event though, we had to lay out, because all the napkins were folded over. They were kind of a fold over on the table with the chargers. We had to take the napkins off and lay them out so they could dry before the guests would get there.
Oh,
Yeah.
Until you're there, Maddie, you have no idea.
yeah. I've been blessed, but
Hot garbage, wind, rain. We've done it all.
Tornadic activity.
Have we ever had a really, really, really rainy event where we had to cancel? I mean,
not
at
since
day
I've
of.
been here.
Day of though.
Not day of.
In your couple years, like
I don't-
not day of. We've always done it beforehand.
Yeah,
So
usually
we're pretty
it's like
mindful
that
about
week.
that.
Yeah.
Like, what day do we normally call it? Like that Monday? Tuesday?
We called it Tuesday we called it within like a 48-hour window.
And then for
Yeah.
the golf tournament last summer, I think it was two
Tues-
days before.
Yeah, 2
Yeah.
days. Usually a 2 day before. People are understanding. That's the
Yeah.
nice part. The hard part is when you have deposits down and all
Right.
the other
Yeah.
pieces and expenses sometimes get a little bit difficult. But I'm excited for another summer.
I mean,
I
when
am
it
too.
works out, when it does work
It's
out for the
great.
events,
It's so
they're
pretty.
so perfect.
They really are.
And honestly, all those events though that had the mishaps behind the scenes, like you said, Maddie, nobody has any clue what had
No,
happened.
totally.
That dresses were on fire, Callie's digging in the garbage.
No, they would
I mean,
never guess.
No.
No.
No idea.
I mean, they do now.
now. And we love to share it later. That's the fun part. But
Like a good
Actually, no,
2 or 3 days
pause on
later.
that one.
And it's like,
I remember when you were in the garbage where Carly, she was interning on our team. She was like Snapchatting the whole
Yeah.
thing.
we're
What?
out here in the garbage. Just kidding. Just Callie in the garbage.
Yeah.
and I was so unprepared, the most unprepared for anything I think I've ever been in my life. Like in sandals, a white shirt, like had to literally borrow the bench or a eighth of a bench. I don't even know what it was. It was one leg to one of their benches and threw it in the garbage. Had to have Carly like heave myself in again into this tall dumpster, and I'm like balanced on this trying to grab garbage bags out. Like
It happens.
it is, you know.
It's going to be
I
an
laugh about
awesome
it now.
summer.
I'm
Yes.
excited.
Even
for
if it
to
is
spend
filled
with you
with
all.
garbage
Yeah.
and ice and we're together.
Yeah.
And it'll be fun.
We should do like a
Thank you for listening to today's episode of The Good Work. We are wishing you the sweetest and sunniest summer ahead, full of beautiful events and great memories. You won't want to miss next week as we introduce you to Trisha of Well 365. Don't forget to subscribe to The Good Work on YouTube and iTunes and follow the event company on social media to stay up to date on the good work we are part of each day.